Uh, yes. Okay. So, any doubts in constructor with parameter, or anyone have asked any doubts? Oh, sorry, I missed that.
Yeah,
Somebody asked out. Yeah.
memory.
Yes. Okay. So if I say scenic dot name, what will happen? So it will raise attribute error, right? Because class doesn't contains attribute name because it was reside inside a constructor. That is, it will create it while we instantiating. So it will raise attribute error. Okay. But in such case, if you do with instantiation, you will get it. Got it? And if you keep it, now you will get it. So it will be there. So it is not a one time. It is not like a generator. The purpose is so we need an object while we using it. So that's why it will be constructed while instantiating. So instead of keep it inside a class object. So it won't keep it as a class object. Instead,
Right.
Hey,
sorry. Hello. Hello. Am I audible? Am I audible?
we are losing you actually. Your voice is, it's getting lost.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yes.
yes.
Is that fine now? Hello. 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 Am I audible?
Yeah, yeah, fine, fine. Yes, fine now.
Yeah. Okay.
Fine.
So okay. Yeah. So this is that. Okay. So please
Hello.
do the yeah. Yes, I'm
Yeah,
out.
it
Yes,
is
I'm.
fine.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, thanks. So is that this is about constructors? So please do the practice, and I gave a reference, right? So that one yesterday I gave a reference, right? So please practice that. So revise that. So it will be there as what we have seen. So it is like the that is constructor with parameter, constructor without parameter. So they will call it as a parameterized and non-parameterized. Non-parameterized in the sense constructor without parameter. Parameter means constructor with parameter. That's it. Okay. So anything apart from self, if we have it as a parameter, mean that is parameterized constructor. Okay. So it will help us to create dynamic class instance. That's it. Okay. So this will help us to create dynamic class instance. That's it. That is the usage of parameterize or constructor with parameter. Okay. And the non-parameterized means it is static, it is fixed, and we have actually used it for some certain purpose, not just for object creation. We can do function call. So say for example, so so here I want to call say hi means inside a constructor. So I can do that. So without so I'll take this as an example. I'll disable this too. Okay. So instead I'm going to say self dot this. Okay. And so I don't need to call my method because I kept my method calling inside a constructor. So is that more than enough? That is more than enough. So I don't need to worry about that. See. So that is what is that? What it says. see it's yeah, I'm getting good morning. That's it. Because I never call my method, but I kept inside a constructor. That is okay. That is a use of a constructor without parameter. So you can do static object, or you can perform method calling inside anything in that case. This is example for construction without parameter or non-parameterized constructor. So you can call both, or non-parameterized constructor. That's it. Okay.
But Mohittin, here, if we see, Python actually it interprets like line by line, correct?
Okay. Yeah.
Then since method is below the constructor, still
Yes. That is a good, very good question. So thank you for this. Actually I thought from yesterday, is there someone going to ask me this question? Got it. And it's a really nice question. And we all seen module definition, and this is class definition. You all know that, okay? And this is what? This is class
yeah, correct.
definition, correct? And we define a method. Will it going to execute? So if I during definition, is this method going to call itself? So is this block of code going to execute itself while declaration or definition itself? No, right?
No, yeah,
So
correct.
even in case, see that I'm going to define a function. Okay, say for example, function 1. I'm going to call function 2. Got it? If I
Yeah,
call function 1, it will raise error. Clear? Clear?
yes,
Got it? It will say name error 2 is not defined, but I'm defining def 1, 2. Now I'm defining 2 after that alone. Okay. Now, then only I'm going to call my first function, because both are just a definition, not which never going to execute in anyhow. It will execute whenever I'm calling it, right? Now it will be there. Because it is definition, it is going to define itself, and then it is going to define it. That's it. And inside block of code will never going to execute it. So this is model definition. And in the case of method, so class definition, such same. So class is a definition. So here I define a method. Here I'm calling one method, but this line will not going to execute itself until we have to instantiate. So instantiation was there after my definition alone, right? So understand the logic. So this is a definition, so it won't raise any issues. So because here it is not going to, so Python is a line by line execution. It is not going to execute line by line because it's a definition. It will going to execute whenever we calling it, or if it is a class, whenever we instantiating it. So during instantiation, both will be there in a memory. So this also defined, right?
okay,
So while instantiating a class, the method also was there in a memory. Similarly, so see here, uh, I, I kept a method, sorry, function, which I written after that. Okay, it was there in a memory while I'm calling my function 1. That's why it is not raising an error. But
okay,
if you call 1 immediately after you define, there you face an issue as like this. Got this?
okay.
So thank you, Piyush. Even yesterday, I was looking for the same question. So you asked me today. So hope you all understand. Otherwise, please tell me that if you don't understand, because you should remember this logic. So Python is a line by line execution. That's correct. But this is definition. We have not called it. That's why it is not raising error. Understand?
Yeah.
Now, so today we are going to talk about a new topic called inheritance. Okay, what is inheritance? So any idea what is inheritance?
Parent child.
Parent child inherit. So whenever I'm saying, I said, please get answer for that topic. So I mean that naming reason. So sorry, that meaning for that word.
It passes something.
So
You inherit.
yeah, inherit. acquiring properties of one to another. Inherit. Inherit in the sense, so you are going to acquire properties of one to another. That is inheritance. So inherit in the sense inheriting properties of one class to another. So before moving on that, so that is exactly we call inheriting properties of one class to inherit property is what? Object. Okay, so object of one class into another class. The purpose is avoid repeatancy. That is the main usage. And if you define in one class, we don't need to repeat the same in another class. We can simply go with inheritance. And we have a certain types of inheritance. That is simple inheritance, multi-level inheritance, multiple inheritance, hybrid, hierarchical, and hybrid inheritance. So these are the types. We'll go with simple. What is simple? Okay. So simple inheritance is nothing but deriving properties of one base class into another class. That is derived class. Another class in the sense derived, because it's going to derive properties of one class to another, right? So one is a base. So deriving one base to another class is called simple inheritance. So it will be look like this. So class A, I'm going to define A is equal to 10, B is equal to 20, and here I made something, okay. And in class B, I want to perform subtraction. Okay. If I say diff sub return self dot A, self dot B. So what will happen when I say instantiating B dot sub? What will happen?
Attribute error.
Attribute error. So A, B is not there, right? Because here both are base class. Now, how to identify whether it is a base or whether it is derived? That is the thing. We have to remember that a class which defined like this was a base class. If your class defined in this way is called derived class. Understand? So during definition, if you say something like with parenthesis, a class name with parenthesis, that is derived class. Means here B going to receive properties of A. Now I will execute without that. Now it is derived. In my derived class, I don't have a property called A and B. Okay. So when I say it says attribute error. So B is not there. So B object has no attribute A, right? Say DAR. So DAR of B, we won't get any. So we will contain only sub alone will be there. Apart from that, we don't have anything. See, we have only sub, right? Now I'm going to inherit. See, I'm not created A and B inside my class. Instead, I simply get it from class A. That's it. Now check it. I won't face any error, but I will get the property. See, I got my answer, and the property was there. A, B, and sum also is there. Got it? It will simply inherit. So you can able to utilize the property. This is the thing we have seen in module definition. That is import. In module definition, what we have seen, import concept. This such thing, similar thing. In module definition, what we did, we used from method, from module, import this alone, right? Similarly, here we are inheriting the class A property inside. Understand? Understand this concept? So this is called inheritance. So this is base class and this is derived. Base class means it doesn't contain anything. Derived means it's going to inherit the properties of one class to another. So here what happened? Class A property will be inherited to class B. Now class B also can able to utilize A, B and sum. We can use A, we can use B, we can use sum also inside class B along with sub. Got it? Hope you get it. What is inheritance? Any doubts in inheritance? Have you understand this concept?
Yeah.
So this is called what? Inheritance. Okay. So inheriting properties of one class to another. Now, I will show you the difference between Python 2 and 3 for base class. Okay. So this is Python 3. When I define a base class in Python 3, okay, by default we will get the all the class property by default. We don't need to define it. But in Python 2, if I do the same thing, class A, we won't get it. We won't get it in Python 2. The reason is base class doesn't acquire base class properties by default. We need to define it in Python 2. And this is how base class was there in Python 2. This is how base class was there in Python 2. I will show you programmatically in my code, in my work code. So once we're done with inheritance, so you have a better idea of it. So in Python 2, this is the way to define a base class. Now, if I say DER, you will get all the stuff. So what was there in Python 3? See, got it? So in Python 2, if it is look like this and you want to transform it into Python 3, you can simply ignore object in Python 3. Or if you want to convert Python 3 code to Python 2, you need to specify this to make it work. Understand it? Understand? So this is required in Python 2, not in Python 3, to define a base class. So base class doesn't acquire any properties of another user-defined class or anything else. So this is a base class. So base class contains only base class property. These are the base class properties. Got it? So in Python 2, we need to specify like this way, but in Python 3, we don't need to. By default, it will be there. Got it? So what is the difference between Python 2 and 3? Any doubts in this? Am I clear? Or any doubts?
Yes.
So any doubts in this?
No.
Okay. So we'll move on to another. Okay. So you can call base class as a parent and derived as a child because the child going to receive a parent property. That's it. Okay. So we can call like that way also. And I made a mistake in this. Okay. This is a single inheritance, not simple. Sorry. I confused. It is single inheritance, means one to one. We are actually deriving from one base to one derived. That is called single inheritance. So this is single, not simple. And next, we are going to talk about multi-level inheritance. Okay, what might be multi-level? Any guesses? Any guesses in multi-level inheritance?
More than one class.
That is multiple. So deriving properties of one derived to another derived. So I will start with multiple. So hierarchical will confuse you. So please start practicing inheritance and then we'll move on to further. So in this derived, say for example, I'm going to say class A. So here define A, B, 20. And class B, I wrote a method called sum. Okay. In this, what happens? In B, I never define A in B, but it was there in A. So B will acquire this property. So what is this? Which type of inheritance it is? Which type of inheritance it is? Which type of
Simple.
inheritance it is? It is simple in single. Sorry, I made a mistake. That is single inheritance. Okay. Sorry, yeah, Shriram. Actually, that is single, not simple.
Okay. Thank you.
Base class, and this is derived class. Okay, derived class. Now I'm going to create one more derived. Okay, and I need A, B, and sum. A, B, and sum. What to do? Shall I inherit A, comma B? Shall I say A, comma B? I need this class property and this property, sum also. What to do?
Only B, so that B grows.
Only because B already contains A. Got it? Because a class B already contains properties of A. So we don't need to inherit A once again. That is more than enough. So when I say dir of C, you will get both A, B, and sum inside. Got it? So inside I'm getting both A, B, and sum. This is called multi-level. Means that hierarchy keeps on increasing, right? So this is single, and from one derived, I'm deriving another derived, right? This is called multi-level. The level is increasing. So this is one level, and this is another level. The level is keeps on increasing. This is called multi-level inheritance. So this is all about definition. Tomorrow I will show you from my code for your better understanding and with proper example, so you know in a better way. Okay, this is all about definition. So what is single, what is multiple, what is multi-level means. Okay, and now class. So now we are going to talk about multiple. Okay, so the next one, multiple inheritance. In multiple, see, in a class A, I'm having A is equal to 10, B is equal to 20. In class B, I'm having C is equal to 30, B is equal to 50. Now I need both properties in a class B. What to do?
A, comma B.
A, comma B. Okay. So I have to say A, comma B. That is enough. Okay. This is called multiple. Multiple means inheriting more than one base class properties into another is called multiple. So don't confuse with multiple and multi-level. Multi-level means the level is increasing. Means you are going to deriving from another derived. That is multi-level. Multiple means you are going to derive from more than one base class. Both are base class, right? I'm going to derive it from more than one base class. That is called multiple inheritance. Okay, and here we have we need to we are have to talk about an algorithm is there, how inheritance actually working. Okay, so say for example, I'm going to confuse you. See class A. Okay, here I'm having A is equal to 1. Class B, let's ready for confusion. A is equal to 2. Now A comma B. Got it? Now when I say C dot A, what will be my answer? So this is what, which type of inheritance it is. I will come from slowly from
Multiple.
yeah, it is multiple. I will from one by one. So for your better understanding. So, okay. Now class B. Okay. Now what happens? So what is it? This is what?
Multi-level.
This is what? A class A and class B.
Multi-level.
Multi-level. How? Am I deriving from another derived? Class B is derived class. Class A is a derived class. Is class A is a derived class?
No. Base class.
Base class.
A is which class it is? Is it a derived or a base class?
Base class.
Then deriving from one base to derived is called what?
Single element.
Pardon? Single. Now, yeah, it is single inheritance. Okay. In single inheritance, you all know that class A property will be carried into class B. Okay. So I'm having A is equal to 1 and A is equal to 2. What will be my answer? When I say B dot A, what will be my answer? 1 or 2?
2.
2. Why 2?
It will overwrite, right?
Yeah.
So
That B contains the value, right? So during inheritance, first A property will be inherited. And then you are applying your new value. So least will be there. So A will override it. So you are all clear with single inheritance. Now I'm going to talk about now. This is what? This is what? Which type of inheritance it is?
Multi-level.
Multi-level. So what will be the answer?
3.
3. Because the list will be there. Now, now the confusion is C, A, comma, B. I'm going to create. So you can call. So for you might confuse. I'll create B2. Okay. Class C, A, comma, B. When I say A equal to 3, you all know the answer will be 3, right? Correct. So this is multiple, right?
Yes.
This is multiple. What will be the answer? The least will be there. The answer will be
3.
3. So there is a no doubt. But now, how about now?
1 or 2, 2. Not 1, 1. 2, 2.
How, 1 or 2?
2,
You're
2.
getting confused, right? 1 or 2?
2.
It is 2.
It is 2. So you are saying Python is a line by line execution in that way, right? In that way, right?
Yes.
So here is that trick. So here is that tricky part, and which is going to confuse you. So line by line, you all know that is from top to bottom. But in case of this, Python will execute from right to left, right? So you have a function like a print len. So will print works first or len will work first?
Then
Len, right? The result of len will be passed into print, right? That's why. So if it is from a same line, that execution will be flow from right to left. So what happens? The class B. So both are base class. Both A and B is base class. So no doubts in this, right? Both A and B is our base class. Now class B value A2 will be flow back to A. Now class A contains 2 and class A also contains 1. So the least will override. So the answer is 1. Now the class A value will flow back to C. So the answer is 1, not 2. I will explain you this. So there is an algorithm called C3 linearization, and in Python it is called MRO, Model Resolution Order. So we'll discuss it detail in tomorrow class for you better understanding. So how it is actually working. Okay, C dot MRO. So this is how it is. So this is from, I told you, right? Object was inherited by default, and B is the very first base class, right? B is the very first base class, and the value will be fall back to A. So A contains it, and then finally both will be there in C. Got the order? So when I shifted that, now answer will be
2.
now the answer will be
2,
2.
2.
Okay, so I will explain you in detail tomorrow what it is and how it is working, how inheritance working with multiple inheritance. So you won't get confused with single inheritance and multi-level, because both are inheriting from one derived, one base or one derived. So here you never face any confusion, right? In these cases, clear? So in single inheritance you never face any issues, and in derived, sorry, multi-level, you are not facing any issues, right? but you start to facing an issue from multiple hierarchical and hybrid. Okay, because here the rule is applied. That is, the algorithm will apply it here. So we'll discuss in detail what it is tomorrow. Okay, so you can so you can, if you want, you can check it. That is C3 linearization. Go through it. What is C3 linearization? Okay, and in Python it is called MRO. Method resolution order. So check that. We'll discuss in detail tomorrow what it is exactly. Okay, this is how it is actually inheriting from it.
Hey,
So any
Mohit,
doubts?
what are
Yeah.
the applications of this actually?
Application of what?
This
Inheritance.
yeah, inheritance. In the sense,
So
yeah, MRO
yes.
and
Hello.
hello, yeah, yeah. Listen.
Hello.
Hello, yeah, audible. Mohit.
Yeah. Yes. Hello. Hello.
Yeah, audible, Mohit. Yes.
Sorry. So that is what the purpose of inheritance is. We don't need to inherit anything. So sorry, we don't need to define. So we can reusing it as like a module definition. In module definition, what we did? So we created certain properties in one module, and without creating once again, we are actually importing it and start using it, right? Similarly, and if you want something, we can start utilizing from another class. So say for example, you are building an application, and you have a like a payroll system as a class, and one more class. So I will show you that demo so for a better understanding. Okay, so this is the definition, and tomorrow I will show you that. So how we are actually using inheritance, in how it is helpful, and how it is actually reducing code and all in tomorrow. So for your better understanding. So today just
Okay.
start practicing inheritance. I will show you that from my code. Okay, so if you will understand better way. Okay,
Yeah.
yeah.
Thank you.
So we'll see that tomorrow. Please do start practicing inheritance, and we'll discuss in detail tomorrow. So this is all about definition about inheritance. That's it. Tomorrow we'll discuss in detail about inheritance and other concepts. Okay. Yeah. So bye guys. We'll see you tomorrow.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.